What is up, guys? Welcome back. In today's video, I'm super hyped about this video. It is featuring a team that is not, exactly meta. It's not using Bronzor, it's not using Wynaut, it's using HOOTHOOT and Alolan Vulpix and Shelmet. So three really good Pokemon that are relatively cheap, I believe. I know HOOTHOOT was only 10k for the second move, and Alolan Vulpix might be a little bit more, but you're going to see only one move on this one in this video. So you're saving there, and then Shelmet, probably the most expensive of the three, but not that bad in the grand scheme of things. So if you are struggling to hit rank 10 right now, you might want to try this team out, or maybe someone can trade you like a fully powered up one with a double move. I don't know if you have any rich friends with Stardust, but you can try. But anyways, let's just talk about the Pokemon of the day to pronounce. It is Cofagrigus. Now, it is a coffin Pokemon, so coffin, Cofagrigus. It's a weird name, so I feel like it could be mispronounced. And let's just talk about the team. Okay, so we have HOOTHOOT, which is, okay, it's a little dramatic, but I wanted to make the point that HOOTHOOT is really, really awesome. So the reason we have HOOTHOOT is, for this team, so this trainer wanted to have coverage for, it's running Feint Attack, it's running Sky Attack, and it's running Nightshade. So it has coverage, the Sky Attack has coverage against Cottonee, the grass types, and also bug types. And also Nightshade has coverage against, Bronzor and Wynaut. So it has coverage for like the main popular Pokemon of the meta, and of course Feint Attack hits super effective against the Psychics, so Bronzor again. And then Alolan Vulpix has Dark Pulse, which is also coverage against the Wynauts and the Bronzors. And then of course Powder Snow's coverage against the Dragons, so think Deino. And then also Shelmet is a bug type, so it hits super effective against the dark type, so again think Deino. This team is trying to cover like the popular Pokemon of this meta, so Deino, Cottonee, Wynaut, Bronzor. This team has coverage for all three of those Pokemon, and that's why I really like this team. Again, and then Bug Buzz hits super effective and can lower the defense, so it's like a 30% chance, I believe. And then also Body Slam is just super spammy. Shelmet is a super spammy Pokemon. I really like it for that reason. And so that is the team. So it has, coverage for the meta. All three Pokemon cover the meta pretty well. Maybe they can't individually beat them like head to head, but they all three cover each other. So it's a really good team. And you're going to see how solid this team is. So let's just get into the first battle, because this is going to be a long one. Hope you guys have some snacks ready. Enjoy this one. Okay, so yeah, shout out to Raid Helper 69 for the battles. And so I'll talk about some of the resistances and the weaknesses as we go. But they're leading with HOOTHOOT. And this is, again, against a Ducklett. Not again. This is against a Ducklett. Now, this Ducklett looks like it's running a Wing Attack. So it's going to get to their charge moves pretty much around the same time. So the HOOTHOOT's going to go for Sky Attack first. Now, HOOTHOOT is a normal and a flying type. It's neutral to flying. So you do got to watch out for those moves. And I think they decide to shield here. Oh, and you're probably wondering what's up with my background. It's a baby aisle of Target or some store. Figured to be fitting because it's a little cup, so baby cup, whatever you want to call it. So I thought I would have a more appropriate background, so I feel like I should have addressed that by now. But anyways, the opponent comes in with an Alolan Vulpix, and the HOOTHOOT is just going to town, but then they switch out to tank the charge move. So it looks like they're trying to preserve that HOOTHOOT just in case the Bronzor does come in the back. They want to keep it alive for that reason. So they're going to go for the Dark Pulse here, and the Vulpix is not like the, it's not the bulkiest Pokemon, so if you want to keep it alive, you will definitely need to shield most moves, but they're kind of using this as just like a shield burner, and just in this particular battle, just trying to get shields, do as much damage as possible, save that last shield for either Shelmet or HOOTHOOT, and then the opponent realizes they're not going to win, so they concede the first game. And so now let's get into the second game. Really like this team, by the way. So HOOTHOOT is such a cute little bird, and okay, this is not good. If this has a rock, so the one thing about this team is they are all weak to like rock throw, smackdown users. So you do gotta watch out for that. But you're gonna see right here, they're able to beat this team anyway. So they swap into Shelmet, mostly because it's very spammy. and if anything, they can get shields out of their opponent. And so that's what they do. They just go straight body slam. It only takes it's only 35 energy for body slam, so it only takes 3 infestations to get to each one. Really spammy. So they switch out into a Duskull. Now Duskull is a ghost type, so it is going to double resist the normal type moves, so that's why they go for the Bug Buzz here. I believe it only single resists Bug, but you still see it does a ton of damage because this is the little cup. So a lot of Pokemon take a lot of damage no matter what the move is. But yeah, so okay, so they go for Shadow Sneak, and that was the wrong move because HOOTHOOT is a normal type, so it double resists Ghost. And so this Duskull realizes that was the wrong move. I anticipate they're going to throw... Oh, they throw Shadow... They must have only had enough energy for Shadow Sneak, so no need to shield there, and this HOOTHOOT got a ton of energy. So Geodude, I believe, will resist the flying move, so they're going to go for Nightshade, and they get the last shield. This is very good. Now they can switch back into... Okay, so they switch into Alolan Vulpix. And because Geodude, I believe, was part ground, I think, I missed that. They are going to take super effective damage from the Powder Snows, but the Dratini had no recourse. Yeah, it's part ground. So the Alolan Vulpix farms down the Geodude, and you just saw that team beat a rock throw team, rock thrower with Geodude. And that's a huge threat to this team, and they were still able to take it down. So very well played there. The next game is against a Wynaut Lead. Now this is a decent lead for HOOTHOOT. It does take neutral damage from those counters because the normal type is weak to fighting, but the flying type resists it. So it's not like a matchup you're gonna win against Wynaut, but again, the whole point of this team is to just, you know, burn shields and then put pressure on all of the Pokemon. So like most people are gonna be running, you know, Bronzor or Wynaut. A lot of people run those because they're like the top 2 Pokemon in the meta, and then a lot of people run you know, Cottonee, which is a grass type. You know, you could almost one-shot a Cottonee with Sky Attack, and so that's kind of like the reason they're using HOOTHOOT here. It has a lot of broad coverage, and so you see there they get the shield. They did burn both shields, but they decided to swap it out, and just because they were probably going to get farmed maybe, and so they just wanted to swap out probably. So they come in with Shelmet and they farm up. The opponent doesn't switch out, and so now this Shelmet has a ton of energy. Gonna go for the Bug Buzz here. Let's see if they can get the debuff. And they goes unshielded, but no debuff. But you see it's a big chunk of damage for, especially because Bronzor is the most tanky Pokemon in this cup. It still did quite a bit of damage there. And they're not going to shield that Psyshock, so it looks like they're saving that last shield. Oh no, I'm sorry, they burned both the shields. Never mind. But yeah. Anyways, they get the last shield, so now it's a kind of a matter of energy here. They're going to farm up a little bit, and they switch out. Okay, so they were farming up, knowing that a Heavy Slam would probably KO because it is weak to Steel. And so they farm up a little bit of energy, they sacrifice the HOOTHOOT, and then they have enough time to go for the Dark Pulse. That was a very well played move there, making sure you get to the charge move there. And now it's just a Deino. Oh, this poor Deino has not a lot of fight against this Alolan Vulpix. This Dark Pulse, even though it is resisted, does a big chunk of damage, and then one Powder Snow knocks it out. So Alolan Vulpix, you're going to see all 3 of these Pokemon shine in this video. So Alolan Vulpix there, I think, was the MVP, dodging the Heavy Slam, knocking out the Bronzor, and then knocking out the Deino. Very well played. Okay, game 4, we have a, what is this called? I'm blanking, a Barboach. Now, Barboach's ground moves are going to be resisted. So that's why the HOOTHOOT here is staying in. The opponent switches out into a Dratini, and that is going to be a huge mistake because this Vulpix is just going to farm it up. I'm going to shield just to be safe because Alolan Vulpix, again, not that tanky. But these, look at those Powder Snows just chunking away. Now the Alolan Vulpix has a ton of energy and is just going to throw, well, it only has one move to throw, so it's going to throw a Dark Pulse at whatever comes back in. Doesn't even matter. So it is the Barboach again, gets the first shield, and then I imagine they would just let this go. Yeah, because I think Alolan Vulpix did its job. It knocked out the Dratini, so now the Shelmet can kind of run free. Also, because of the bug typing, it resists the ground moves, and it does super effective damage against the ground types. So, gonna not shield the Aqua Tail. Okay, it did a decent chunk of damage, but can definitely tank that. Gonna go for just the Body Slam spam. And now the shields are down, and so this Shelmet can, if it can survive this, it can do probably a lot of damage on whatever comes in at the end. And gonna throw the Body Slam. Okay, so this is a very, very good situation for this team. Shelmet has just a sliver of excess energy. Oh, and an Eevee comes in. Okay, I haven't seen a lot of those. I don't know what really Eevee has that's very good. Okay, Body Slam. Okay, yeah, Body Slam is pretty good. But gonna take a Sky Attack. This Hoothoot already had energy. Look at that damage that Sky Attack did. And it's gonna be a race to the charge move here, and they just get to the Sky Attack just in the nick of time. That was a very, very close match. That Eevee was probably one quick move away from a Body Slam. But yeah, thankfully they stored up a bunch of energy on the Hoothoot, enough to beat the Eevee. So 4-0 in this set. Game 5 against an Alolan Meowth. So a lot of different leads here you're seeing. And thank you guys for responding to my poll before I filmed this video, because I wasn't sure if I should group all the leads. I mean, there was a couple leads that you saw, or that we're going to see, that are the same lead. I wasn't sure to put them together, kind of like Caleb Peng does in his videos, but maybe this is just not enough battles for that to make sense. But anyways, yeah, so chronological order, you're going to see these all in order that they were done. So Bronzor, going to have to watch out for those bug buzzes, and so going to see if they can get for a shield bait here. Hopefully they get a shield. And they do not, so this is not a good situation. Let's see, Bug Buzz. This will hopefully go unshielded. And let's see if it gets a debuff. So it's unshielded and no debuff, but look at that. It's already down in the red. I'm going to let the Shelmet go. It did a lot of damage. Bronzor is usually like the biggest threat. So getting it out of there is a very, very good situation to be in. Even though they're at a 1-2 shield deficit, a Cottonee comes in. Definitely going to have to shield this. Because the Sky Attack will just destroy it. So they burn their first shield. It's going to be a race to that charge move because those charms are chunking away. Able to get to the second Sky Attack. Ooh, missed a bubble there. Those bubbles can sometimes be annoying. But gets both shields, and just like that, now they went from a 1-2 shield deficit to a 1-0 shield surplus, shield advantage. And they burn that last shield. They're going to go for the farm down, see if they can get it. Oh, they just get the farm down. That was a gutsy farm down there. Has a ton of energy. Gonna go for the Dark Pulse. Not effective, but still does a big chunk of damage because this is Little Cup. And so a lot of ththese moves just hit really hard no matter what. And gonna just feint it down with Feint Attack. So very, very good set there. 5-0 in the first set. So very well played there. You can see there. After they collect their rewards, this was actually the set that got them to rank 9. So let's just skip forward here a little bit. And the first game they're going to be leading against a Minccino. Okay, so Minccino probably is running Charm. I believe that's usually, yeah, that's what usually people run. So you can see there the damage of the Hoothoot is going down pretty equally to the Minccino. So they're just going to throw the Sky Attack right away, put some pressure on them, and they don't shield. Oh, okay. That Sky Attack hits so hard. It's only 45 energy too, so yeah, I definitely want to run that over Aerial Ace, because Aerial Ace is the same energy cost, but just does less damage. So yeah, Sky Attack would probably be the better move for you. And then gonna come in with Alolan Vulpix. Now, I believe this is the Lick Seal. Most likely, most people run... Oh no, it's an Ice Shard. Most people do run Lick, because it can win the mirror and it does better against Bronzor, but Ice Shard, I believe, charges just a little bit faster maybe, and you get Stab. No, you don't get Stab, it's a water type, never mind. But yeah, the Ice Shard is actually resisted by Vulpix because it's ice, and ice types only resist ice, so it's one of those types that doesn't have a lot of resistances at all, just one. And so yeah, it's not like the strongest type of Pokemon, but with this meta it's pretty good because it has Dark Pulse. And then, of course, it has Powder Snow for the dragons. And you could, if you want to double move it, you could run Ice Beam or Blizzard. I don't think you need to run Blizzard, but you can if you want. Icy Wind, ooh, gets a shield, and that's going to lower the attack. And this Shelmet is committing to the shield. So I imagine it would just go for the farm down here. Oh, they switch out, though. Okay. Switch out into the Hoothoot, and Houndour comes back in. Okay, well, comes in. Houndour is a good counter to Bronzor, but doesn't do well against most other Pokemon. As you saw there, it gets one-shotted by the Hoothoot with Sky Attack. It was a Shadow version also, so it did take more damage, but that was a good game. Okay, Hoothoot is just messing with these teams. It is crazy. Okay, let's go into game 7 against a Bronzor. Again, you're going to see a lot of Bronzors in this meta. It is the strongest Pokemon. But they switch out into a Minccino, and then the HOOTHOOT is going to store that energy, okay, and swap out. So it's always good if you're going to swap out, just make sure you get to a charge move first, because it's helpful. You can come in at any point in time and throw that charge move, and your opponent will not be expecting it. So it's a very good strategy to do. Just don't do it against me. I'm just kidding. Okay, so Minccino comes and then gets a shield. So the Shelmet burns the shield, gonna go for the body slam. Going to not get a shield there, but knocks out the Minccino. So bye Minccino. And now another body slam is already ready to go, but they're gonna go for Bug Buzz because it hits super effective. And this is gonna go unshielded, massive chunk of damage there. This game is pretty much looking like a wrap here, but body slam gets the shield. Ooh, and that's unfortunate for the opponent. Shields the wrong move, and then ooh, their opponent makes a very, very good swap, avoids the Nightshade, but they give up the switch advantage. So now it looks like they're gonna come in with the Alolan Vulpix and just go for the Dark Pulse. Probably gonna have to shield here, I imagine. Actually, Aqua Tail is neutral. So okay, they don't shield. Just committing that last shield for HOOTHOOT, which is probably a good idea. Because they can get to a Dark Pulse anyways. So you didn't really need to shield that. Plus, you don't want to get hit with a Heavy Slam and then have it not be worth it at the end. It's the worst when you shield something thinking you can get to that charge move and then you don't get to it. That's the worst, but this Vulpix actually is able to get to another Dark Pulse, knocking out the Bronzor, and they win game 2 of the second set. And this is in rank 9 now. Okay, so going to go against a Peasden, and this is a Cottonee. Okay, so finally get to see what happens here. Now, it looks like from watching this battle the first time, the charms do a lot of damage. You can kind of see the HOOTHOOT there is losing health faster. So they're going to throw a Sky Attack right away to see if they can knock it out or get a shield. Oh, and they don't shield. Oh, man, there goes Cottonee. Bye-bye. Go to sleep. Oh, no, and it's a rock throw. Oh, no, it's a Probopass, or Nose Pass. This is super effective against this entire team. So what this person does is goes into Shelmet because it is so spammy. And because this Nose Pass is not a Steel type, it is not resisting those body slams. And so they're relying on just the body slam spam to get rid of this Nose Pass, because Nose Pass would be, it's just very, very bad against, actually no, it is resisted. I guess Rock does resist normal type as well. I didn't know that. I forgot, I thought it was just Steel. But anyways, just being able to spam this, they're kind of sacrificing their Shelmet just to chunk down this Nose Pass as much as possible. Now that it is low, it's going to be much easier to get rid of with any of these Pokemon. So that was like the big threat. And now that that big threat is gone, this is looking like a much easier win from now. So Dark Pulse gets shielded. Minccino is not very that bulky anyways. So plus Charm doesn't charge very fast. And HOOTHOOT has a shield. So this is going to be good games here. Definitely don't want to throw Nightshade because Minccino is a normal type, not a fairy. It is a normal type, and so it will double resist those Nightshades, and so Sky Attack will do the trick, and they get the win. So another team that had a Rock Throw Pokemon, or I don't know if it's Rock Throw or Smackdown, but either way, they're throwing rocks, and that's bad for this team. But they were able to overcome it and still win. Okay, we have another Bronzor lead, and this looks like a Tackle Bronzor. You could look at that thing just going crazy over there. This is a Tackle Bronzor. Now, a lot of people use Tackle now because it can win the mirror against Bronzor, and it also can win against Deino. So, very strong reasons to run Tackle. But, of course, the con is it takes a lot longer to charge, does less damage, and it doesn't win a lot of the other matchups where Confusion would win. So, it's that trade-off, but a lot of people do like running Tackle. And so this one is running Tackle. You can see it is winning the matchup here, but they did have to burn a shield. And that was good that they got a shield out of him. So now, okay, the Shelmet is going to shield. Probably a good move. And just going to probably commit to the farm down because it's really close. Let's see if they can get to it. Because Tackle, again, takes forever to charge. They decided to switch because they weren't sure. It looks like they weren't sure if they were going to get a charge move thrown at them. So they switch out and they store a bunch of energy. And then a Stunky comes in. Now, was that a Shadow Stunky or a regular Stunky? Usually you want Shadow. It does better against Bronzor. This is a regular Stunky, though, so it actually does not win. I don't think it wins the one shield against Bronzor, where Shadow 1 does. But if you don't have a Shadow and you just want to run it, then, of course, you have to run a regular one. But they switch out into, oh, a Snowbird, and that grass typing will be weak to this. Oh, man. Okay, so you're just going to go for the Body Slam to conserve energy. I think a Bug Buzz would have KO'd from here. But the Body Slam did more than half of its remaining health. So this Shelmet is going to shield this. Okay, Stomp would have done neutral damage. And then going to go for the other Body Slam. Bug Buzz would have been overkill. So don't waste your extra energy. And they knocked him out with that one. So awesome, awesome battle so far. I cannot believe how well this team is doing. Yeah, so very good. Last game of the set against a Wynaut. And so again, feint attacks are super effective. They switch out into a Budew, I don't know how to pronounce that one. I gotta look that one up, maybe for the next video. But this is going to get decimated if it doesn't shield the Sky Attack. And it doesn't. And it gets one-shotted. Oh man, that's gonna be a GG's, I think. Okay, so this Wynaut is gonna throw a Mirror Coat. Obviously, it only has one move, but HOOTHOOT is gonna shield it. So that's interesting. Gonna go for the Sky Attack. Seeing if they can get a shield. Okay, so they get the shield. That was kind of a bait. It was like a semi-bait. Like, it was a bait because it's less energy, but it does a decent chunk of damage. Nightshade probably would have done more. But they get the shield, so that's perfect. Now they're going to go for another Sky Attack. Let's see if they can get another shield out of this Wynaut. This is going to be bad if they shield this one. Okay, they don't shield. So you see just a little chunk of damage there. But these feint attacks are chunking it down. And this HOOTHOOT is going to commit to the shield just to see if they can knock this whole team out, which is one Pokemon, I think. So this HOOTHOOT knocked out 2 Pokemon by itself. Gonna go for the Nightshade. And yeah, this thing is just dominating. Lands it on the Bronzor. And this Bronzor does not have a good match ahead of it because, again, this whole team can hit super effective against Bronzor. That was the main reason this team was put together. That all 3 has coverage against Bronzor. So no matter which Pokemon is in, you can defend yourself. Okay, so gets the last shield, and even if this goes down, ooh, but they still get to a Dark Pulse. Even if it went down, they'd still have plenty of firepower left with the Shelmet. But man, takes a huge chunk out, and this is going to be close because that Bronzor has a ton of energy already. But I don't think it'll knock out Shelmet from here. Shelmet has full health, so none of these moves will knock it out. Yeah, Psyshock definitely not. This Shelmet can probably just go for the farm down. And yeah, it does. So they go 10-0 with this team. So that was a phenomenal play there. Look at that. Another 5-0 back-to-back. And so you can see their longest streak, 10. So now they're on a 10-game win streak. And let's go into the 2 bonus battles because these are the 2 battles in the last set to get this trainer to rank 10. So I wanted to show you guys. Plus, there's a cool KO in one of these battles. So, so anyways, Bronzor Lead again. HOOTHOOT is just going to stay in. It's not going to win this matchup, but it does do a big chunk of damage to this thing, especially if you can get a shield. But they're going to overcharge and then go for the Nightshade just to see if they can land it. And they don't land it, so unsuccessful shield bait there. But at least they get a shield, so that's good. You can see the Bronzor is already in the yellow. So even though the HOOTHOOT will not win this matchup, they're gonna do a ton of damage, and look at that. The Bronzor is already in the red, pretty even with the HOOTHOOT. So the HOOTHOOT is going to go down, and the Shelmet is just going to farm up. I imagine the shield would come here, even though Psyshock won't do a lot of damage, but if it was a heavy slam, that would hurt quite a bit. So just to play it safe, going for the huge farm down. This Shelmet has so much energy. This is gonna be very bad for the Deino. Oh man, if this Deino doesn't shield this, oh man. Okay, so they shield, but it's just too little too late because this Shelmet has way too much energy, and a Bug Buzz will knock out a Deino from full health. So you see it there, just getting one-shotted. It does over 100% damage to a Deino, Bug Buzz, so yeah, Deino has absolutely no defense against that. And so now they're just going to go for the farm down, and then you have to throw a charge move though, because those charms will feint you before you feint it. And this is very close, but they have a shield. This was actually, ooh, I think the opponent's best play there was to just go straight charm. because now that that charge move only did 1 damage, they might have actually did a simultaneous KO if they didn't throw that. But thankfully they threw it, and the shield allowed them to win, Raid Helper to win. So there you go, you saw the Bug Buzz damage on a Deino. That was just insane. So it looks like they're going to try to go for it again. Hopefully this Deino realizes they're in trouble and then switches out, because otherwise it's not going to do very well against the Shelmet. And they're staying in. Okay. Now here at this point, throwing a Bug Buzz I think is overkill, so this looks like they're going to go for just the Body Slam, and you see the Body Slam does a big chunk of damage still, about 40% damage, and then they're able to faint down with an Infestation. So that was probably the smarter play. Throwing Bug Buzz would have just been a big waste of energy, I think. And then they throw another Body Slam, and this opponent is not shielding. Why are you not shielding? Okay. So, oh, they're still not shielding. Okay, they must have something in the back that needs shields. I forget what it is. Oh, it's a HOOTHOOT. Okay, so yeah, I guess you do need shields for it, but I don't know if you need 2 shields. HOOTHOOT can tank a decent number of charge moves, but not. I don't think enough. I don't think you need 2 shields for it. So they probably should have shielded one of those. Plus, it's gonna take super effective damage from these powder snows. So yeah, they put themselves in a rough situation. But yeah, you saw those Body Slams just completely chunking down that Cyndaquil. That was crazy. That shows you the power of Shelmet. It's spammy, so you got the spamminess of Shelmet, you got the Dragon coverage of Alolan Vulpix, and the Bronzor coverage, and the Wynaut coverage, and then you have the Grass coverage, and the Wynaut coverage, you know, again, Bronzor coverage from HOOTHOOT. So a very, very solid team. I really like this team, and it's not that expensive to build, and you're going to see here, they have to catch this Zigzagoon and the Galarian one, and then they're going to go, this should take them to rank 10, let's see. Okay, so they're going to collect the rewards here, and then they get to rank 10. So very, very, very well played. Congratulations. Not that this was like the most difficult achievement ever compared to prior seasons, but it's still not easy once you get to rank 9 to win these games. But they pull it off. And so if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments below if you tried this team or you tried some of these Pokemon, and how it's been going for you, and how much you like the Little Cup so far. So thanks again so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.